Welcome to this PlaneImage tutorial. One of the things I want to do in this tutorial is show you the right things and the wrong things when it comes to logo and video branding. First, I'm going to show you a couple that worked really well. The client here chose the color and created the logo specifically to work on a white background. When doing so, they didn't have to recreate or differentiate between the two colors in order to make it show up. The same logo, however, could not be used on this format because the white in itself became too overbearing. We ended up having them change the colors in itself to where we could create a better image for them. Here, with the introduction of the second color, the letters now stood out. All of this has been done with a PNG file. The PNG resizes itself and allows you to see specifically what the logo looks like on a full screen. Here's another example of how a PNG works very well. A PNG allows us to break the image apart and then reform it for the final logo in the screen. Here's an example of one that did not work as well. The client had a white logo that was always used on a dark color screen on his computer, and he thought there would be no problem with it. However, he chose an object that had a white background at the end of the final scene, therefore their logo did not show up. In this case, we actually contacted the client and we told them about the situation, and we got them to change or alter their logo. Some of the intros and outros will have an overlay that it places over top of the entire image to give it a chrome effect or an effect of being underwater. Here's two examples of those. In this, you see and hear the water over top of the logo in itself. Our system actually takes the PNG file logo and breaks it down to its basic elements in order to create the logo inside of the video. This means the color is lost, but you get the raised effect at the bottom of the lake in this format. Now I'm going to show you one of the more popular outros. This is a Facebook outro. At the end of the video in itself, you create an outro that creates a call to action for your client or for future clients who are watching the videos. In this case, it's allowing them to understand where to go on Facebook to find them. Here's one where our client decided on specific colors, and by doing so, they actually enhanced their brand. As you can see, the audio plays correctly in with the content, the title one and the subtitle in itself. This allows the title to stand out, and they can lengthen it or cause it to stand still for 2 to 3 seconds prior to their video starting. Here's one of our own where you can see at the end the color is almost a hazed. When we change it to a different format, you can see the clarity is far superior. So depending on the end result or the way you want it to show to your clients, you want to make sure that you choose the correct format to work with, or the correct intro or outro. Here again I'm going to show you one where we actually have our brand put over the top of the fracturing ball. In both of these examples, you can see how the logo in itself was actually wrapped around the ball in the video. So the distortion could be on the outer corners of the logo. You want to account for this, as the video in itself will form it in a format to where it fits into the screen and also on the image, so it is superimposed over the top of. Here's an example of a failure where the logo in itself was not differentiated from the background color. Therefore, there was no empty spaces in it, so the Chrome had to fill everything in the box. This Chrome layout was then rendered differently by doing this. We further enhanced it again to where we actually had the image and the information that stood out differently. But these are simple mistakes that we will check and make sure that you are getting the proper product. I hope these help you so that you understand how to correctly choose what you're going to be using. And if you have questions, you can always ask us when we reach out to you. Here's a final example of something that you may choose to follow with.